What's up, Album Book Club? Welcome to another EP review. This week, we're taking a look at Interpersonal by Big Little Lavender. He messaged us on Instagram and asked us to take a look, so that's what we're going to do. You guys ready?
Yep.
All right, get into the first track.
It actually sounds pretty good, like as far as mix goes.
That was Wake Up Call, parentheses, intro.
Yeah, it's like a 6 out of 10.
That's actually exactly where I was thinking.
Said it was an intro, then it gets a 4. But if it's not actually an intro, I'd say like a 6.5.
I don't know if I would say that's an intro. I don't think you can really have an intro on an EP. It's a longer EP, so maybe, but...
I mean, it sounds crispy. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm happy with the sound. There's a lot of reverb. I like reverb.
I like the soundscape that the guitars make.
Yeah, I will say, I do think the vocals were a touch needing something more. Maybe like another harmony or something. Just to add some layers, or even maybe just another track.
Yeah, I don't think I hated it. I think it just is an intro.
Mm-hmm.
I do think some of the sound effects, like the lighter, could have used a few less rounds of echo.
Yeah, it did. I would say it was a lot, like points.
Mm-hmm. Like maybe the first one has that, but not the next 5. Right, you ready to move on?
Yep.
This is definitely like the most Tame Impala.
I say I don't like.
But it's also a bedroom pop.
Mm-hmm.
If this is fairly recent, he missed it by about 10 years.
2 weeks ago.
Well, that's the video. It was last January, so about a year ago.
He's a little late to the game, but he nailed the bedroom pop thing.
Mm-hmm.
Although it's got some interesting, like, it's almost got like solo John Lennon vocal mixing going on. Like, it's kind of interesting.
That song was called Only Child.
It's like a 7.5.
I was going to say 7, yeah.
Go ahead and give it an 8. It had one cardinal flaw, and it was the guitar tuning. I think if the guitar tuning was right, it would have done a lot better for me. And because it was multi-tracked, it stuck out so much worse.
Mm-hmm.
He had some chorus on it and stuff, so it wasn't awful, but I mean, that's about as close as you can get to Tame Impala, and you still like it.
I hated the bass tone on this song. I hate that like Tame Impala bass. But I think it didn't take away or add anything to this song, which is why it didn't bother me too much. You know, it just was part of the track and went with the drums pretty note for note on the rhythm, at least, which got a little boring after a while, but the vocals had a lot going on, especially in the effects land, so it was enough to draw you away.
I think I liked the bass tone, but I didn't like how much it cut through everything. It's fine. I'm not like mad at it or anything, but again, the like guitar soundscapes that he's doing here are great, and I like the vocal effects here more than the song before.
I'm starting to wonder if it was mixed on these headphones, because I'm wondering, like, it's not like kind of good. Like, the mix is really good in these headphones.
Oh, it's kind of for me. But I have open backs.
Yeah, in the Sonys, it is like...
Actually, open backs are probably hurting it pretty bad.
Yeah, in the Sonys, it's one of the better mixes we've heard. Like, it's kind of weird.
You got anything else?
No.
All right, next song.
That's like instantly cleaner.
That song was called Family Tree.
It's like a 5.
5.5. I'll give it.
We'll give it a 7.
I think musically it was beautiful. Lyric-wise and tempo-wise, it just pulled way back for me and for everything. The vocals were... I feel like they were present but not present. They just really relied on going with the music instead of setting their own piece and being their own like statement.
This one was weird. Like, with the soundscape he was painting before, I just wanted to relax, and this was the track I got it. So even though it was a little more boring, and I usually hate slowdowns, this was cool.
If we were talking about it a little bit before, if this is like in a soundtrack to something, it's like a 9 or a 10. It's great. But as its own song, it's a little bit... Compared to the first two, there's a lot less going on. And I guess I guess I'm Karl. This review.
Yeah, I mean, in the effects there definitely are, but there's so many melodies going on, and they laid well together. And even though they were mostly looped, I mean, it all.
Hey, maybe put a point or two buffer in for the headphones, because I didn't even hear the piano until I had to
I mean, I don't even think. This is gonna sound really mean. I can ever think of a time I would ever listen to that song. Even in the context of this, I think it's way too slow. It's just so pulled back from anything I would ever do. And this is at least 30 clicks slower than the first track was.
Oh man, like especially if I'm trying to chill out, or if like my brain won't turn on, I just turn on like 3 hours of Debussy, like all the way up, and just like let my brain relax. And that's almost what happened on this track. So
It's just so slow. Like, I feel like my heart genuinely slowed down, like to a point of I was gonna die.
sometimes you need that.
I feel like I'm always just ready for go mode. But it was musically, great track. It was mostly just the lyrics, I feel like, didn't stand their own route.
Maybe it was the headphones. I also could barely hear them.
Oh, I
just
could
because of
barely.
the effects. I think those headphones ate them a little bit, or ate the vocals a little bit.
all right,
We ready to move on? All right, that was Make Art, the interlude.
It's like a 4.
I did it again. It's playing on my phone. I give it a 5.
Yeah, I think as far as interludes go, that's a good one. I think it gets like a 5.
I will start this off by saying I don't think any EP needs an interlude.
I think we're on just the third 180 of what this music was. It was, it's kind of chill, vibey, and then it was way slow. Then it was spoken word, and it's an EP, not even an album.
Bro, I've been vibing with this so far. I completely disagree. I think this has got like a 10 for pacing so far.
I disagree with that. I honestly think that every song of this belongs on a different vibe playlist.
That I agree to.
And none of them are
all
bad.
solid vibes.
Yeah.
To the next track.
Is somebody answer that phone?
That was Strangers, parentheses, once again.
6.5.
I was going to give it a 7.
Back with the 8.
I liked most of that. I did not care for the clarinet, though.
I can see that. Yeah, this one was just, we talked about it, it's just Elliott Smith vibes all the way through. And I think I enjoyed that album a lot, but I'm sure I talked about it during the album. A lot of it is a lot. And it's really great in like a burst and then coming back from it. So
Yeah.
I think this was a case that if I had just listened to that on its own, I would not have scored it that high. But
Was not vibing with the guitar and the weird. He was hitting the strings absurdly hard.
I don't think it was actually a guitar. I think it was a sample.
I
think it's that classical guitar sample that has the finger attack, and when you hit the velocity too hard, it does that sound you get from your fingers, because that's what it sounded like.
That's fair. That was not vibing with, and the ooze, having to slide up to the right note.
I didn't mind that.
Well, I mean, you could literally have just cut the first part off and then moved to the in tune start there. It would have been the same thing.
Sometimes. That doesn't always work. But sometimes.
That's true. There's also a lot of ooze that came in places where I don't know why they came in so powerful. There's a lot of dynamic.
We did get jump scared by the bells. I think it was that bells. I couldn't.
There were some interesting bell things going on. Yeah,
I would have turned the bells down just a little bit.
Yeah, this one was the first one that I was like, on the mix, weirdly enough, but it was still nice and crispy.
All right, we ready to move on?
This sounds like Hans Zimmer, and I mean that in the meanest way possible. What?
That song was called Firefly.
It's like a 4.
I'm gonna give it 2 scores. I'll give it a 5 and a 7.5.
It sounded fine. The mix was fine, other than some of the MIDI instruments just getting a little hot. But, man, some of those note choices were weird. I don't know if I can look past it to give it any better than a 6. And I liked the rest of this stuff for the most part.
Where do we start? The out-of-tune piano, the random guitar chords. There was just so much of I don't understand it or of why.
I think I get it, but if I'm wrong, that's where the 4 comes in.
Yeah, that's like I'm just hedging my bet on the piano. It sounded like especially when he got into the like high end, it was just an out of tune piano or something that needed tuned and had sat for a while.
There was a handful, like leading up to the ending, there was a handful of times where the piano was wrong, but at the ending, I think I get it. If this is supposed to kind of be soundtrack inspired, like this whole project, and this is like the non-happy ending to a story, I get it 100%. I'm in. I like the sounds are kind of unnerving throughout this song, and I like it. If I'm wrong, I don't like it.
I get, like, so the toy piano being out of tune, whatever. It was when the arrangement in the strings and clarinet were playing like the wrong key compared to what the guitar loop was playing underneath it. It was the weird one for me. And it wasn't like tension and release. I mean, it was like, that doesn't belong here.
There was a decent chunk of like the middle where it just got really busy, and that probably could have been cleaned up a little bit. But I think my 7.5 is focusing really heavy on the end.
And there's still some killer soundscapes. You're right about the soundtrack aspect. You know, it reminds me, like I said, it kind of reminds me of some of the Hans Zimmer stuff. Very. What? No. Karl's about to have a meltdown. No, it reminds me of, you know, some of the more ambient film soundtracks we got.
Yeah.
And kind of the like the mid O's, you know what I'm saying? Like 05, 06, like that era of movies had these ambient soundtracks, and you know, they would leave pianos outside with microphones on them for months and get these weird wind howling noises, and you know, it kind of gave me the vibe of all that stuff. But
Yeah.
We got anything else?
Album art.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Next up is the album art.
It's like a 5.
6.
I'm in kind of a green mood. I wish it had some text.
That's my big thing. I mean, you vaguely get what you're getting into. There's no text. But then I think this completely trumps it being like a soundtrack thing.
No, I
unless
can see
it's
it.
just the wrong album cover choice for that. I think if you're going concept album, this album format doesn't work out. Or concept like EP, this format doesn't work for it.
That's
this
fair.
to me is a showcase kind of like picture.
I like this picture as an
Oh,
album
it's a
art,
good picture for
but
the
you're
album
right.
art.
If
This
What
is
if it's just a frame from the movie?
If that's what it is, then I would like to know what
Let's
the
see.
movie is or something with
Yeah.
via text or like, you know, actors at the top, something like that.
I want to know what the structure is.
That's
I can't
the most
figure it out.
intriguing part. It's the dome.
It looks like some sort of greenhouse or like botanical garden.
I was thinking like one of
Conservatory
the like a enclosure at the zoo. It was looking like.
Like birds.
Yeah.
What's the movie where the Cloverfield? That
Yeah.
reminds me of like if it was like a Cloverfield type movie. Sorry, I'm really on the movie thing now. It like really.
I think that's what it. I hope that's what it is.
You know,
is that-
it's like
yeah.
like a like almost like a found footage, but not like Blair Witch. Something like Cloverfield.
Mm-hmm. I think the problem I have with it is that this is a lot of stuff that's separated would be a lot better. But when I look at this as an overarching project, it was just something that the vibe, it just got way too down for what I'm feeling today.
I was gonna say, I think I wholly disagree with you. I think that this is something you listen to like all at the same time when you're in the mood to, and it's just like a very just it's there, and I think I was feeling it more than you guys were today. I guess that means I'm more depressed, but whatever, do that.
This is definitely one I'm gonna come back to. Like if I'm writing something or I need inspiration, this is definitely a vibe that I don't think I have too much music in this general area, I guess.
And as far as art goes, we thought about it a lot. You know,
Yeah.
it made us think. You know, it did that thing. It took us to the place. We talk about that a lot. You know, a lot of our favorite albums are things that transport us somewhere, and this definitely did that.
Mm-hmm.
If you made it this far, thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know if you have any other music you want us to listen to. See you next time.